Yeah. So that prepares us for our second best of one between eOnzErGg and Cryoc. And I think this should actually be a super fantastic game. I think eOnzErGg, did he play No, I don't think he played Cryoc in the 20th anniversary. I know he's played Cryoc before, obviously in like the latter stage of was it Have At You or something? I forget the last time they played. But it's not like they've never played each other. They're definitely two of the best players from their countries, both super solid European players. I guess I consider eOnzErGg European because I don't know. I feel like he's selectively Cuban, but yeah, he's from Belgium. He brought me a bunch of sick Belgian chocolate when he came over to train in Korea. So I promise I'm not biased at all. But I think that it's probably correct to be a little bit biased towards eOnzErGg because he's a badass.
Yeah, eOnzErGg is a killer. He went to Korea, he got a lot better. He's one of the few foreigners that can take out pros. I think he's reached peaks of like 2,500, 2,600. I mean, Oof. That's crazy. And Cryoc, of course, he's great. I think Cryoc and eOnzErGg were in the same team, so they definitely have experience versus each other. I'm looking at the stats now. Even though Cryoc's stats say he's best versus Protoss, but it's a limited sample size. Feels like versus Zerg is probably his best matchup, so I do think he's got a good shot. I don't know though. If we're on Power Bond, eOnzErG's a macro monster, so it's gonna be very difficult.
Yeah, eOnzErGg, I feel like there's this skill that a lot of pro players have that a lot of up-and-coming players really lack, and that is knowing when they can just take every base to get a huge economic lead. Because I feel like some players try to do that, and then they lose. So it's a little bit tragic to watch. But, yeah, I think Seriosity versus, who was it yesterday?
Yes, who was it? I already blanked out on that game.
Okay, yeah, he was very good at taking lots of bases. I mean, obviously this is a TVZ, so it's not going to quite look the same. Sorry about that. I actually did forget who it was for a second. Whoops. But anyway, I don't expect Cryoc to be one of these guys that just expands everywhere. I think eOnzErGg has that moment where if he can put enough pressure on early, then he can play that StarCraft play style. It might look really cool. And our first map is Power Bond as well, so. We're just going to get to see this map quite a bit tonight.
I mean, it's expected. It's a ladder map. You know, BSL has a lot of different maps. I always try to get a ladder map because it's the one I have the most experience on. So, yeah. I mean, I assume it's going to be Cryoc's best map out of the ladder pool, but we'll have to see. But I'm ready.
Yep, I'm ready. You're ready. Hopefully everybody in chat is ready because this should be an absolutely incredible game. Unless eOnzErGg or Cryoc just bop the other one out early, I'm expecting this to be, actually really, really fantastic. So let's get underway with our second game of the night. And away we are. Sorry, I didn't expect it to get into game fast enough, that fast. I was looking for a countdown, but I never saw one. Here we go. Sorry, I had the worst timing to sneeze. Wow, that's terrible. Oh my gosh. Wow, I'm a new person. All right, in the upper right-hand corner, in the white, playing Terran from Germany, this is Cryoc.
In the bottom middle, we've got the red Zerg. It is eOnzErGg. Now, Power Bond, top right, I hate that position. We saw the reason why last game, because units pop out on the wrong side. And, you know, a current trend these days is to go for a wall off into mech. Now, every game I've seen Cryoc play has been bio, so I don't know if he's going to go for that, but if he does try to go for a mech play, it's going to be not the most ideal position. Luckily for him, eOnzErGg is scouting to mid-left, so he's going to scout it last. But Power Bond, if you go bio also, the natural ledge is over your minerals. It's very difficult to defend because if you put turrets back there, you don't have vision. They just get instant picked off from Mutalisk. So it's a pretty hard map to play bio on also, so I'm kind of interested to see what Cryoc wants to go for. Okay, it is going to be bio because it is an in-base Rax.
Yeah, the naturals aren't as hard as like Fighting Spirit or something. Whenever I see Terrans try to put turrets behind them, I'm just like, what? I mean, where do you put them? Like, you can't even fit them everywhere. It's just it's a struggle. But the idea is kind of the same. it's hard to deal with mutas. So obviously you want like maybe an earlier science vessel, but sometimes like when the mutas hit, it's just that's just so difficult. I think we saw that yesterday as well. But it was. It's a great map for that, but it's also a great map for a lot of Zergs will like to take an early third in the other main because it's a 3-player map. You're already securing yourself just a massive swath of the map too. So there's definitely some proactivity that has to come from the Terran player. At least that's kind of what worked super well yesterday. So Bio out of our German Terran player, and I don't know how much you play Cryoc, Nyoken.
I almost never get Europeans now with the ladder switch, so I'm not sure if I've ever played him, honestly. Like Gornich also, I mean, I probably have, but it's so rare that I don't remember. But Cryoc, just playing standard, he did send out a double scout so he sees what's going on, and eOnzErGg going for a pretty meta build. It's going to be 2-hatch with pretty fast gas, not the super fast gas that we see sometimes from players like Zealot, which is the 12 gas off of 1-hatch, but this is still going to be an extremely fast layer. So eOnzErGg definitely going to put on a lot of pressure with mutas, but because Zealot has kind of been popularizing a lot of builds in Soma, we may not see mutas. It could still be something like a 2-hatch lurker if he can push out this SCV really fast. But he's only built 2 links, so it is probably most likely going to be mutas. But what's Croc's follow-up going to be? Because I don't see a second barracks. I don't see gas. Okay, it is going to be second barracks.
Okay, I was going to say, if you're adding your gas on right now, I guess it wouldn't be super late, but you got to get it done, and it's the second barracks. So obviously, knowledge is power. So seeing the layer timing is super huge, and eventually this SCV is going to die here in a couple seconds, unless it's like a flash SCV, and then it kills all 4 lings and runs away. Yeah, the SCV will be escorted out by the Ling Secret Service, and now's where you can do some secret shenanigans. Obviously, if it was going to be Hydras, you probably want the den done already, so we should just see the Spire come down right about now. There it is.
Yeah, pretty standard from eOnzErGg. We're going to have to see how he wants to use this 2-hatch. Is going to all-in 2-hatch? Find that a bit unlikely. Or is he just going to take a third base? Power Bond is such a big map with so many bases that eOnzErGg may take a hidden third base, like an LZ Gamer base at mid-right that Cryoc never scans. And Cryoc may overreact, play completely defensive. Like we already see defensive play. There's the bunker.
Oh, trying to snipe an SCV. Wow, he does get an SCV. That's crazy. I hate it. Like when the Protoss player runs his 2 Dragoons behind your mineral lines, or the Zerg player just runs right by your bunker and gets like snipes that cheeky SCV. I'm just like, okay, wow, you're really min-maxing this game. Sick try-hard mode. But he does get one. It's a little bit annoying. But now, he doesn't really have quite as much like soft control right outside. And there is that third base coming down from eOnzErGg.
Yeah, he did get an SCV. I don't know what he really confirmed with the Lings. He did lose a lot. So now he is kind of exposed to a bit of a push. But Power Bond is surprisingly big. Every time I go for a Marine Medic push like this, it just always seems to be that they have mutas out just in time. So if Cryoc moves out, he may run into mutas just popping, and eOnzErGg may be able to fend it off. But there goes eOnzErGg with the third hatch at the high ground base. And like I was saying, Cryoc may scan this low ground. Okay, I heard a scan go off. They just scan the natural. Sees that is a second gas. And when you see second gas, you can almost always assume that this is mutalist, because you really don't need that much gas for lurkers. He is going to scan the main to check anyways. And we've got armor on the Spire. So this is already aligning into Guardian play.
Yeah, I really love... So I wouldn't have predicted the Guardians. You're definitely the clairvoyant on that one. But in general... I remember watching, I think it was Action that I saw do it first in, maybe it was KSL or something. That style, it's not like super new or anything, where you just, like you start with 2-hatch muta, and if you get enough damage done, you just stay on mutas. You power up, you get the carapace, and a lot of times Terran has a really hard time dealing with that, especially if they have a vulnerable natural with a cliff nearby. So yeah, this is going to be really cool to watch. It's only 6 mutas right now, but it's going to get a whole lot worse, especially those Guardians kick into high gear.
Yeah, and I thought this was going to be Guardians, but if we look at what eOnzErGg is doing behind this, he's got lurkers going. He's got a macro hatch coming up. He's droning up really hard. This may just be a bait to force out a lot of turrets. And because Cryoc, he's a knowledgeable Terran, if he clicks the mutas and sees armor, he's just going to assume that this is Guardians. And
yeah, because why would you get Carapace otherwise?
Yeah, especially, yeah, exactly. So he may potentially go into something like Valkyries, which would be completely useless. eOnzErGg picking off the SCV on the factory, a really nice pickoff. You want to delay the tech as long as possible. Instant reaction from Cryoc. So Cryoc's defended pretty much perfectly, taking no damage. But I am a little worried that eOnzErGg... What's this? Fast evolution? I'm so confused what this is.
He got 6 mutas, and then he went straight up the tech tree as fast as you could. Now, there's this thing that happens when you're watching a Zerg player micro mutas, where you're looking to see if they're adding more mutas to the stack, right? And it's always hard to judge the number of mutas in the stack just by looking. So if you're lucky, you can click on it and kind of see, okay, well, there's quite a few there, but this time there aren't quite a few. It's been 6. It's still, well, I guess it's 5 because he lost 1. And so Cryoc might start to realize, wait a second, he hasn't actually added on any mutas, so maybe this is it.
Yeah, so now eOnzErGg has started making mutas, but Cryoc's army is really strong. +1 armor hasn't kicked in just yet. He's got a really nice timing to go attack. Because eOnzErGg has powered so hard, the Hydrogen was actually a fake. I've been checking it constantly. No lurker upgrades. So if we just run up to the 3rd base, Hydra just popped out at that 3rd base, but lurker, did he forget lurkers? I'm pretty sure he forgot lurkers unknowingly.
No, I think he might have canceled it. I swear I saw the lurker aspect upgrade. Because he's just it. Yeah. Okay, all right. So he did finish. I just stopped paying attention to it. But he did get the lurker aspect. He's got 2 lurkers morphing right now. And especially now, I think he actually kind of maybe wants to show that carapace, because it does indicate something other than what the reality is here. So I was expecting you like fake the Terran player out, you put stop lurkers somewhere, and they just don't expect it.
Yeah, that could be the case, but so far eOnzErGg is just setting up lurkers on the high ground. I mean, there's only 2 right now, but Muta is so dangerous, especially when they're on a ramp. Almost get caught there. But Cryoc can't afford to lose this army. It's such a strong army that if he loses it, eOnzErGg's going to just explode everywhere. I love Cryoc's build, though. He's got his science facility already done really, really fast. He's going into that vessel play. And, okay, there's the Defiler mount. But really, the +1 armor for the ground is throwing me off because it feels like it's going to be Ultras, but I don't see Ultras. It felt like it's going to be Guardians, but I don't see Guardians. So I don't know what this is.
Yeah, he's gotten a lot of tech, but he hasn't actually done anything with any of the tech. I guess the highest tech unit right now is the Lurker, and he only has 2 of them. So obviously you need maybe a few more. Oh, he's got the 3 that he does have is at the natural, and I think he might have 1 more at the... okay, he's got 3 or 4 over here, a few more hatched out. But this is like a kind of a vulnerable tech moment. He's trying to go in through Lurkers. No! What is happening? No! Not like this! He really did not see those Lurker spines coming at all. Loses almost half of his bio force and now has to back up and do nothing.
Yeah, so okay, this is all going to go down. Oh, maybe not. There's a couple damaged mutas in there, so eOnzErGg's not going to try and fight it. But yeah, those lurker shots were massive, and Cryoc's in a bit of trouble because he lost a lot of his army. This is not a 5-rack play. If you look back into his main, it is 3 barracks, and this seems to be the standard Cryoc. I always see him go into a couple factories. Now, will this be mech, or will this just be mass tanks? Right now, he's making vultures just for a little mine contain or mine map control. We'll have to wait and see what he wants to do with this, because he's starting to get armor, but I don't see a second E-base, so this could be a mech switch.
Yeah, I mean, the infantry armor is about halfway done. I mean, I guess you don't have to totally commit to it, but I think he is going to stay bio, at least for a little bit. Obviously, adding on science vessels now that units are going to be really a thing. But I still think we're going to see Guardians later on. I mean, I don't think we have a Greater Spire yet, but I mean, what do you do when you have 6 low-health mutas that you can't use? Oh, wait, you're on Hive Tech, just get Guardians. But the Carapace especially, I mean, I don't know if that's really paid off, especially for the ground Carapace, too. I'm just like, well, he's going to have really tough Zerg units. But, I mean, they don't take damage under Dark Swarm, so usually you just want them to deal more damage. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm mostly worried about the ground carapace because we've got +2 started with no second eBay. Cryoc will never be able to match it, and if you fight +5 ultras and you don't have +3 weapon, you're dead. But it is going to be a mech switch. We've got double armory going up at the bottom, and Power Bond is a good map for it. You can split it, I don't want to say easily, but you got a ton of bases. Here comes Cryoc going to try and bust bottom left, but that's not going to get busted. But there's a lot of area in your main to build, unlike positions on Gladiator where it feels like you can't build anywhere. So at least you will be able to mech switch quite easily. Oh man, I knew it. This is gonna get ugly. It's Ultraman, and eOnzErGg's already on 4 base with good econ. It's gonna be so expensive.
Oh yeah, and already it's kind of difficult to get this third base up. It's been delayed again, and even though the muta count is basically done with, it's the follow-up, right? How are you gonna deal with like Defiler, Ultra? Defiler's already out. They've got Dark Swarm, they've got Energy, and unless you're able to irradiate them before they get across the map or before they're able to like really defend any of these bases, let's see how well eOnzErGg can defend this upper left, because I guess that's where Cryoc's headed. Yeah,
and eOnzErGg's doing exactly what he needs to do. If we look in the main, he's got Lings, Sunken, Defiler set up. He knows that the only chance of him taking critical damage is to something like a drop. Lurker set up at mid left. Nidus is already there. Macro Hatch is going down. So eOnzErGg, in the next couple minutes, we're going to go from eOnzErGg being pretty passive to just exploding with ultras all over the map. And really, it's all going to come down to how good Cryoc's defense is. He's got a lot of ultras coming out, but he needs to start making a bunch of tanks because ultras are coming. Look at the gas slowly build up for eOnzErGg.
Yeah, this is not where you try to break up the ramp. There's Dark Swarm, there's Lurkers. You are not getting up there, Cryoc. So unless he wants to drop and come in from the back, this is not going to work out. Now there's Lurkers blocking his escape path of his entire bio ball. Ooh, okay, I guess it doesn't completely block it, but hey, kill off the mine. Is he going to try to kill off the Lurkers? He's got a nice concave, but with a Dark Swarm coming down, you can't do anything there. So
where did that even come from?
Yeah, I don't actually see the Defiler that cast it.
Look how far away that is. Blizzard, you can't cast Dark Swarm from siege tank range, please. I didn't even see it on the map. It just appeared.
Yeah, only I'm allowed to deal damage from that range.
Exactly.
But hey, there's more vultures coming through, more mines, and maybe this will be able to run past the Lurkers and get up there. But the defense has been rock solid from eOnzErGg. Like, he is not. Oh wow, mine getting a Lurker. That's the value. But the if you just look at the map, there's actually more Terran out on there. It's mines and floating buildings, obviously, but the map vision is there. And hey, a 4-base Terran is gonna feel pretty good until these Lurkers hit, or until the Ultras hit.
Yeah, eOnzErGg, all he really needs to do is just clear the mines with some free Zerglings. Cryoc doing a really good job setting mines all over the place. He's even taking mid-right. And that is actually a key base for him because Power Bond, you have such an exposed bottom part of your base at top right that drops are extremely easy to get in there. So if he can secure that base and the base that eOnzErGg's taking just now, you can just spam a bunch of turrets.
I love the one muta that's harassing the third base. It just gets irradiated and dies. He irradiates the Overlord that's scouting there too. I'm like, I guess he denied mining there at the third base, but the little muta that could. And yeah, here's all those free Zerglings clearing things up. Oof.
Yeah, I would have liked the Guardians like you were saying because that forces out a lot of irradiate. And then if you sync up like a Ling Ultra attack right afterwards, combined with the Fowlers, that's potentially you run out of energy. And Zerg just powers through, so I like the single muta even. But Cryoc's gotten pretty damn big. He went from being on 2 base for a long time. Now he's all of a sudden 5 base. He's got 5 add-ons. So we're going to have a lot of tanks coming out, but he's got to get them out soon. So I see the first Ultra has arrived.
All Scourge versus Science Vessel in the middle. 1 Scourge lands, because it was just kind of random out there. The rest of the Scourge are actually dying to turrets at the third, so you probably want to move them somewhere else. Ling's coming out trying to clear mines and drag into the Vultures. Takes out 1. A few more mines going out, and eOnzErGg trying to expand, take this position over. Does get a nice plague on a lot of the Science Vessels. Not all of them, but they're going to be a lot more vulnerable. Cloud of 6 so far being defended by Marines on the ground. And I mean, what is the next step for eOnzErGg? Is it just running across the map with a million ultras?
I mean, it pretty much is. He just needs to Nidus to the left side. There's no mines. He just cleared them all out with Lings and just consistently bombard top left. Really not a lot of defense there. One bunker, handful of ultras. Vultures, they're not going to kill these Lings. They're 2-1. Tanks finally have arrived, but I mean, eOnzErGg is not sending out a ton of units just yet. He's not hit his huge power spike. He needs to get a consolidated army, and then he can really just pound top left. Oh, there's that Muta! One Muta! Vessels, you gotta run!
Yeah? Wait, where are they? Okay, they're hiding, but there's no anti-air there. I guess, okay, he has a bunker. But that Muta can absolutely get up there. Nice mind drag from an Ultra. Takes out 3 Vultures. I don't know if that's worth, but yeah, the little Muta that could. I'm waiting. Nice D-Matrix on the Siege tank. I think the Ultra is not going to be able to make it through there, fighting outside of the Darkstorm. But yeah, let's see what the fate... Okay, the Muta didn't do anything. Never mind. Wow, that was anticlimactic.
Yeah. I mean, Croc's holding on, but supplies have slowly crept up for eOnzErGg over and over. And this is something I hate about Lurkers under Darkstorm. Look at these tanks at the left side. Oh, well, they were firing on the Lurker. Here comes more Darkstorm, but Croc's holding. He hasn't really lost anything. He's lost a couple tanks, and that's it.
Well, I mean, yeah, he did pull back very adequately. I definitely thought he was going to lose more once that second Darkstorm got cast on his tank, but there really wasn't anything else to follow up. The D-Matrix Vulture on top of the ramp, a Terran classic.
Yes.
How are you going to get up the ramp? You can't do it. You might be a highly evolved elephant creature thing, but I'm sorry, you can't beat a shieldy boy. And I mean, the Zerglings are starting to break up the ramp little by little. Now there's Darkstorm on your buildings. I don't know if this base has much longer. I mean, I guess he's going to hold on for a little bit longer, but I don't know. Who's doing it here? Nyokin, it's hard for me to figure out.
eOnzErGg's done it. It looks like Croc missed a macro cycle because we checked all of his factories, got like 4 tanks queued up everywhere. And now Ling's just flooding across the map. We can't reinforce top left. This just non-stop attack from the left side of the map will eventually bust through. For now, he hasn't gotten through. But no bunker anymore, no heroic Vulture anymore, no D-Matrix, and eOnzErGg, look how many bases he has. He's got 6 bases with access to 3 more, so it'd be 9 base. Oh, is he gonna take that hatchery right there? No.
I think I think it's just a misrally, but that would have been really BM, like right in your face, underneath the science vessels. The drone just walks up and takes a hatch. But you're right, and actually now is it dropping with all these overlords? No, okay. There's a big clump of overlords just like moved right over all the tanks. So I thought that was going to be a big brain play, but look at how many Scourge we have. We've got a complete control group. All of these science vessels. No! Think about the research. We've just been sent back to the Terran Dark Ages. There's no more science allowed for them. Wow. So yeah, this base is going to get completely overrun eventually. This is like a kind of a campaign mission where you just keep watching the waves of Zerg assault a poor, defenseless Terran base.
Yeah, and you can't be everywhere. Now, eOnzErGg has found the mid-right base. 3 Ultras going to shut that down. 2 Lings shut down top left. And now Croc's in deep trouble. He's got essentially 1 base mining just the mineral only. He did have a big power spike of +2. But this is the power of the Zerg. They just send units nonstop everywhere. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do? It's like one player has units that they can keep making forever, and the other player... Well, I guess Cryoc does have a pretty big bank, but you just can't outproduce a late game Zerg. Like, what are you going to do? Like, he might be able to kill off a couple of these Ultras, because they're just completely unsupported, but any little damage that you do here is not going to be something that Cryoc can replace. He's got Ultras all over his, really his only mining base at this point, so once this gets taken out, I think that's going to be it.
Well, he is blasting down mid-right, but as soon as we see that 1 unit you need, just the Defiler, he's going to shut down this huge tank line, and this is a lot of tanks. This is 10 tanks. If you lose an amount of tanks like that, it almost seals your fate. Oh, here comes a Ling drop.
Oh, is that what?
Oh, drop on top of it.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be ugly.
I'm waiting. Yeah, this is why you don't send just siege tanks. Ooh.
It hurts!
Oh, gross, disgusting. Get me out of here. I feel like this is where Terrans and Protoss players really commiserate. It's like having Lings dropped on your stuff. Just not a great feeling.
Yeah, somehow Cryoc has defended both sides, but just like me versus Curiosity, we just don't have any money now. We've got to get this. We have to secure mid-right, but eOnzErGg just relentless. He wants this mineral only.
Yeah, he's fighting incredibly hard for this. I think he recognizes that this is a large part of the economy, the Terran player. Lots of Dark Swarms all over these siege tanks. They are dealing quite a bit of damage, and to my surprise, the Ultras are, like, they're dying under Dark Swarm. I just don't see that a whole lot.
Yeah, he is kind of not having the best trades, but it's okay because he knows that Terran is struggling for resources, struggling for money. Look at supply, 88 to 155. A hero tank, but he can't do it all. Mid-right's gonna get shut down.
Yeah, I mean,
drones. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, though we're seeing, like, honestly pretty cost-effective trades from Cryoc, like, he is holding on as hard as he can. It's just not enough.
Yeah, and eOnzErGg, I'm checking all of his drones, like top left, fully saturated. His mineral only that he just took, he just did a cycle drone. He's got like 25 drones there. His econ is ballistic. There it is. Oof. GG.
Damn. Wow. Well, Cryoc taking a loss here in game number 1. I think we might have predicted eOnzErGg to come out on top, but that was a really nice slugfest. I feel like if Cryoc could have either not missed that macro cycle, or maybe found a way to, like, save those big chunks of his bio army when he pushed out with that first big bio ball and lost it, like, most of it to lurkers. I was just like, ooh. And then the mutas, obviously, even without that many mutas, did quite a lot.
Yeah, it could have come down to that bio, just losing the few Marines. I mean, you don't even have to deal damage with the bio to deal damage, because as soon as eOnzErGg killed that army, what did he do? He went and took top left, because he knows that this was a 2-Rex tech play. You're not going to have a lot of bio. So unfortunately, eOnzErGg just got too big. But I was pretty surprised that Cryoc was holding on. His defensive matrix and all those tanks and mines were doing a lot of work, but it's just so hard to overcome 6, 7, 8 base Zerg. But yeah. He looked really good. I think he's got a good shot if he gets another Zerg player. If Castro loses, we could have another good slugfest, probably on Power Bomb again.